What does that mean, intrude?
Yeah. Intrude means someone who entered in a house without informing.
Without
Yeah.
permission, without being welcome, somebody who isn't wanted.
Yes.
Can you read the example sentence, Pachu?
She intruded into the meeting without being invited.
So, what do you imagine in that sentence? She intruded into the meeting without being invited.
She entered into the meeting
Hmm.
without being informed.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Pachu, the first three words, can you say them?
She, int- she intruded into.
Oh, let's say the first four words. What are the first four words?
She intruded into.
The. Let's also add the.
She intruded into the.
What is the most important word in that phrase?
Is intruded.
Okay, and what is the biggest sound in the word intruded?
Trude.
Oh, that's right. True. I think just true. No D, just true.
True.
How
Intrude.
how would you
Intrude.
say these three words together? Intruded into the, like it was one word.
She, she intruded into the.
Did into the, did into the, did into the.
Did into the. Did into the. Did
Intruded,
into the.
intruded into the.
She intruded into the.
She intruded into the.
She intruded into the.
Okay. Mohammed, do you know that word intrude? Have you seen that before?
Yes, I see it in phrase say intruding thoughts.
Intrusive, like intrusive thoughts. Those are thoughts.
Intrusive thoughts,
What kind of thoughts are intrusive thoughts?
which come from the unconscious mind.
Could be, but the idea is they're not welcome. Okay, that they maybe they cause problems for you. Like, did you ever try to read a book and then your mind starts asking questions about something different, like what should I have for lunch? You're trying to read the book, but your mind is saying, "What should I have for lunch today?" Right? And you can't concentrate.
Yes,
Did that ever happen to you?
yes,
That's an intrusive thought. It's an unwelcome thought. You're trying to focus on something, and a different thought you didn't invite, you didn't ask, it just comes into your mind. Do you understand?
yes.
So it's the same idea. Okay. Can you say that phrase? She intruded
She intruded into the.
into the.
Uh, yeah, I match the D intruded was into. I said
Oh,
into.
okay. Yes, yes. Go
Like
ahead and do that. Go ahead and did into the. Did into the. Did into the.
she intruded into the.
Okay. She intruded into the. What
She
are
intruded into the
What is the next word, Mohammed?
meeting.
Okay. Is that an important word, do you think?
Yes,
Okay. Which syllable has all of the power in that word?
meeting. First syllable.
Meeting, 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 meeting. She intruded.
Meeting.
She intruded into the meeting.
She intruded into the meeting.
Okay.
She intruded into the meeting.
She intruded into the meeting.
She intruded into the meeting.
Okay. Pachu, can you say that phrase?
She, in, she intruded into the meeting
She intruded into the meeting. Okay. Pachu, what are the final three words of that phrase, of that sentence?
without being
Mhm.
invited.
Okay. What words do you think should be very important in there?
uh, without invited.
Okay, without and invited. Let's see. Now it's funny because now I've said many times if you have a combination of two words together like one word, which word gets all of the emphasis?
Is with
uh,
without.
but not here. Okay, and that's why I'm telling you. I've always been careful to say almost always. Okay, so here's an exception.
Yeah,
Without, without.
without.
Yeah, so this is one time when you have to say out. Okay, instead of with. If you say
Yes.
without, that means outside. So if you put the accent on with, it means something different. All right. So we want
Okay.
we want to use without, meaning it didn't happen. Okay. And you also said
Okay.
invited. Invited.
Invited.
Where which syllable has all of the power in invited?
Bite.
Vite. Okay, invited. Just vi. Just vi.
By. Invite.
Yeah.
Invited. Yes. Yes.
So we have without being invited.
Without being invited.
She intruded into the meeting without being invited.
She intruded into the meeting without being invited.
Okay, Muhammad, can you say that? Without being invited.
Without being invited.
She intruded into the meeting without being invited.
She intruded into the meeting without being invited.
Okay, all right. Uh, Muhammad, how many phrases can we divide this sentence into?
Two.
Two? What are the two phrases?
Will end at a meeting.
Okay. How would you like the first phrase to sound? Do you want it to sound happy, nice, and friendly, or serious?
Serious.
Serious, serious. You should make the e bigger when you say serious, serious.
Serious.
Yeah, it's a big sound. It's not a little sound. Okay, so that means we won't use any high tones at the end of the phrase. We'll just keep it very low. Meeting. But how will we start our phrase?
Uh, with high tone.
With a high tone, because most phrases will start with a high tone. All right, so that means that we're just going to go straight down. She intruded into the meeting.
She intruded into the meeting.
That's good. Okay, Pachu, can you say that? She intruded into the meeting.
She intruded into the meeting.
Okay. What in the final phrase, Pachu, without being invited? How would you like that to sound? Would you like that to sound nice and friendly, or do you want it to sound serious?
The serious.
Okay, so that was a good serious, by the way. But that would be so that means that we're not going to add any high tones to the end of the phrase. We'll just keep it low. Invited, invited, invited.
Invited.
hmm
Invited.
But how will we start the phrase? How will the phrase start?
So without is high. Without.
Without being invited.
Without being invited.
She intruded into the meeting without being invited.
She intruded into the meeting without being invited.
Okay. Mohammed, can you say that? Without being invited.
Without being invited.
hmm She intruded into the meeting without being invited.
She intruded into the meeting without being invited.
Okay. Pachu, Can you make a why is she not invited to meeting question?
Why did why did she uh, why did she not invited the meeting?
I'll help you out a little bit. I'm making a sentence, okay? The sentence is she was not invited to the meeting. So how would you make a why not question with that information?
Uh, why wasn't she invited to the meeting?
Why wasn't she invited to the meeting? Why wasn't she invited to the meeting? Okay, what is the most.
Why
Go ahead, say it again.
why wasn't she invited to the meeting?
Okay, why wasn't she invited to the meeting? What is your most important word in that question?
It's, it's a why.
Okay,
Why?
how would you say why plus wasn't plus she?
Why wasn't she? Why wasn't she?
We can make why bigger. Why wasn't she?
Why wasn't she?
So
Why wasn't she?
wasn't she? That's very small. Wasn't she? Wasn't she? Why
Why wasn't she?
why wasn't she?
Why wasn't she?
Why was
Why wasn't she?
why wasn't she invited to the meeting?
Why wasn't she invited to the meeting?
Why wasn't she invited to the meeting?
Why was she invited? Why wasn't she invited to the meeting?
Mm-hmm. Muhammad, can you say that?
Why she why she wasn't invited to the meeting?
Okay, you have to use the question form. If you're asking a question, you have to use the question form. What is the question form of she wasn't invited?
Why was she not wasn't is a question mark is a question
Okay, you have two options. One is very formal. It's not very typical, or well, I guess for some people it could be typical. Let's start with this. I'm just going to put this up on the screen. Okay. Uh, where's black? I can't find. I've got all these different colors here, but I can't find black. I'll just use this. Okay. So here's our verb with our negative word. Now you could say it like this. You could make the question form like this. Okay. But this is. Wait, what did I do? But this isn't. It sounds pretty formal to do it like this. Was she not? You could do it. It's okay. Nothing wrong with that. But what most people will do is first they so you could say why was she not? You could say it like that. Why was she not invited? Can you say it like that?
yes.
Say it.
Why she was not invited to the meeting?
Oh, but you have to use the question form. What is the question form? She was not is a sentence. It's a statement. How do you make it a question?
Why did she was not?
Are you looking at the screen? Can you see what I'm writing on the screen?
What wasn't she invited?
Why wasn't she invited to the meeting? Okay, so you could do it like this. You could say, was she not? All right. So you could say, why was she not? But that sounds very formal. And it's not very typical, I think, in like conversational English, especially to say it like that. Usually, what you'll do is first you'll make the contraction and then you'll carry everything to the front and you'll say, why wasn't she? Right? Do you see that?
Yes.
Okay. But you have to use the question form either way. You have to make a question form. Okay. So can you make the question again? Why?
Why the question form is dead or
That's is not a do verb. We have the verb to be, so you don't use do. You okay. I'm going back to the screen here. Okay. This is the statement form. statement form. Can you see that I'm writing statement form here? And this is the question form. So if you want to make questions like what, when, why, where, who, how, you have to use the question form. Okay, there's no do because this is not a do verb.
Yes, I said, why wasn't she? Is that right?
Yes, that's right. That's right.
Yes, I said that. I thought you say it. It's not right.
Oh no, it is right. Okay, I'm sorry. I guess I'm confused. I don't know what's going on. I'm sorry if I maybe I misheard you. I don't know. But why wasn't she? Why wasn't she?
Why wasn't she?
Okay. What
Intro, why wasn't she invited to the meeting?
Okay, why wasn't she invited to the meeting? I don't have an answer to that. Can you think of an answer, Pachu or Muhammad? What could be our answer for why wasn't she invited to the meeting? I'm not sure what the answer could be.
Because of his rude behavior.
Okay, because of her rude behavior, because she's rude.
Yes.
Okay, so Pachu, why wasn't she invited to the meeting?
Uh, she was not invited to the meeting because of her rude behavior.
Okay, now do you think it's a good idea to say meeting? Meeting? Does Is that the right way to say it, do you think? Meeting? She wasn't invited to the meeting? Is that how you usually end a sentence in English or a phrase? Going up high like that?
No,
No? How should you say
no. Um, meeting,
meet
meeting.
meeting? Meeting. You could say meeting, meeting. You could say meeting. You could go high to low if you want, but you shouldn't go up at the end like that. Meeting. Try to say it in a low.
Yeah, yeah, it is my habit. I
That's
don't
okay.
know, but
That's okay.
yes,
Try to say it the other way. Try to say it this way.
is it meeting,
Meeting.
meeting?
She wasn't invited to the meeting because of
She,
rude behavior.
she wasn't invited to the meeting be,
Meeting,
because of
not
her rude.
don't do meeting. Say meeting. Go down instead of up.
Okay, she was not invited to the meeting.
Mm-hmm.
Meeting?
Really hard for you. She wasn't invited
No,
to the
I
meeting. Mm-hmm.
no. My mind is not. Yeah, my mind want to do, but yeah, it is failing. It is
Yeah,
failing.
I can hear you fight.
So
You're fighting it.
yeah, well, my mind is saying which one I have to pick, first or second.
Meeting.
Yeah,
Don't go up. Just try to stay down. She wasn't invited to the meeting because of her rude behavior.
she was not invited to the meeting. Meeting
That's good because
because of her rude
because of her
behavior.
behavior.
Because of her rude behavior.
Muhammad, why wasn't she invited to the meeting?
She wasn't invited to the meeting because she's rude.
Because she's rude. Okay, the meeting or the meeting?
The meeting.
The meeting. To say it again.
She wasn't invited to the meeting because she was rude.
Okay, because she was rude. All right. Okay, let's move on to our next word here.